Hello and welcome to another episode of whatever it is that the fuck I do. Today, I'm gonna get a bit more serious and explore the differences between old geek culture and new geek culture. Let me be clear, I'm not trying to play the victim or any other new age bullshit speak. I'm just gonna tell you what I've lived through and what I've seen. I was watching a few videos on this topic and I noticed there's no one speaking up for the average gamer, at least not in the ways they should be. As gaming has become more of a fad, I see all types joining in on the shame train. Fat losers judging other fat losers. Don't worry, I'm a fat loser. And skinny jock sport-loving types bragging about all their achievements, thinking they're better than the rest of us, and turning gaming into a sport or a collecting marathon. This is not the essence of gaming. This is not how we unite and fight for what's right. This is how we fully give into the notion that gaming is for everyone, which it's not, as it's starting to exclude we older gamers. These poisonous next-gen ideals have given birth to a reduction in genres and ignorant pride plaguing the masses. These wannabe gamer types have no idea they're ruining the industry. Except for Anita, she's well aware of what she's doing to ruin gaming culture.
It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making this.
At the same time, I can place equal blame on the devs for trying to appeal to younger gamers when 31 is the average age of a gamer. Another sign of how social media is louder than the actual good game is how these hype trailers with no in-game footage and E3 trailers are more like tailor-made demos than the actual game, and somehow that sells. But anyway, back on point. When I was young, gamers were seen as unique sub or counterculture. We were teased endlessly, had almost no friends, and were seen as losers with social issues. A friend of mine was once chased down the street by jocks with chains on bikes for his likes, and another friend of mine was mocked endlessly and labeled gay for his likes. But we had pride in what we did and never stopped playing games just because of some actual fucking losers and what they thought of us. Keep in mind, this was the early 90s. Our era didn't need trophies to prove anything, nor would anyone care. We just enjoyed what we enjoyed and kept bragging to a minimum, which brings me to my next point. What we older gamers enjoyed is being taken away. RPGs used to be a good chunk of the market. Now that genre's been warped into something ugly, and anything that made past games good has been reduced to a subgenre. Action-adventure based gaming is all the rage. Even turn-taking combat is seen as a negative instead of a chess-like experience, a battle of wits. It's now just button mashing. Quick time events and movie-like games are the norm now, when back in the day, those types of games were just another addition to the overall landscape of gaming, never made much of a huge impact, and were mostly seen as an annoyance. Now, the market mostly favors first-person, hold-your-hand, movie-like games and short, lazy playthroughs with little to no story. My era was accepting of all types who wanted to join in. We didn't try to separate ourselves by likes and dislikes. We just loved games and loved talking about them with others like us. For those brief moments at game stores, our sanctuary. How we discovered new games was mostly through word of mouth, not hyped, cinematic, no actual gameplay trailers. You're surprised No Man's Sky was a dud? I wasn't. When most gamers worship shit, they get shit in return. I was fooled by Destiny, and I will not be fooled again. Want to hear an actual bragging point? We didn't have analogs. Any of you fattest modern gamers would be lost in the worlds we grew up in. The fact that most of you are unwilling to play what we did only proves my point. You'll never know what it is to have actual timing in your actions. It's not about running forward and sprinting and turning around for your 360 no-scope. It's about approaching a ledge at top speed and hitting the button at the right time to clear a jump, or hitting an enemy just at the right time so he doesn't bump you off a cliff. That's something to brag about. And no, I don't have an achievement to prove that I can run jump. I just can. So I'm glad you all have games that cater to your likes. I'm glad you live in a world where you don't have to take chains to the back for what you love. But I'm disappointed in how much we judge each other. Sure, I might be part of the problem, but you can be part of the solution in this new era. That's the beauty of what gaming has become, a popular format. You can make real change as these companies try their hardest to appeal to your needs to get your cash. So start accepting others more and judging less. Maybe try a game you never thought you'd like. You might enjoy it more than anything you've ever known before. I've personally always had a soft spot for any gamers, even the jocks with their dirty little secret lives of loving games. I never try to blame the the individuals, only the group mentality. I'm not saying any of this doesn't make you a real gamer geek. I'm just saying it makes you a different type of gamer geek when you separate yourself from a pack. Because I'm part of the pack and you're part of the pack. Let's hunt together for the best experiences possible for all gamers. Throughout my gaming life, I've always tried to seek new games to play. Whether a new way of customizing or a combat came along, I tried to invest my time and money into it. Now, years later, I can see my money and passions were kind of a waste. I thought by giving these companies money, they'd at least still be around. But alas, giants get all the attention and sales now. I can't blame next gens for not knowing better, but I can tell them to get out and explore what came before you were even born. I've said it before in another video. These games are not below you, you are below them. You will never know what a real challenge is, and when you are met with one, you'll only complain till it gets updated out of the game or changed in some form to make it easier for you, instead of just persevering and accomplishing something to be proud of. The next time you think to yourself, I'm better than blank, just know you're not. You're only a different type of gamer than blank. Blank's got his own likes and dislikes, and maybe being an achievement hunting whore is not the way that he likes to play. He just plays to play. To blank, it's a way of life. Am I King Geek number one? Nope. Should you even care about my fucking opinions? Nope. Just know in the meantime, I'm being punished because your opinions have taken over modern gaming culture. Final thoughts. A game should be praised for the thought and time behind it, for the honesty and the gameplay it provides, not for how it's managed to make a Minecraft into a never-ending space romp with amped up graphics. Gaming was never about graphics. It was more about what game is worth your time and money than, ooh, shiny! So the next time you give the stank eye to some greasy skinny kid in front of you at a GameStop who's begging for Pokemon, old or new, as a gamer, do not judge them. You are the same, like it or not. And that wraps up my rant for the day. If you have something you'd like to add in, please feel free to do so in the comments. I will most likely reply and even hash it out with further debate. I'm not afraid to delve into any gaming topic. And I love every gamer, even the total morons that don't quite belong with limited views and limited titles under their belts. Shoot a like, dislike, I don't care. Thanks for watching and listening to a hopeful yet salty 30-something gamer. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya, 'cause I love my gamer life.
Hooray, hooray, step right up to the clone show. We got big clones, little clones, clones of clones, clones of bootlegs. We got bootleg clones, remake clones, clone remakes. We got clones for days. Ma'am, is that your beautiful clone baby? Here's a clone kiss. Take some clone oil for your private clone needs. What's that, sir? You don't see the clone you want? Well, that's no clone issue. We have a do-it-yourself clone kit. Come on down to the Clone Emporium. A clone, 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 clone.